This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 16, and it reads, Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord, Yahweh by Shemeshai's right hand, shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. First and foremost, as always, just want to give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom is the God of the living, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Baruch Rash, which is all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, and Holy Spirit, who is our strength and our Redeemer, and our light and our salvation. In the same tongue, which is in the Paleo Hebrew or ancient Hebrew, Adamashana, Kabwadim, Lahasakwanim, Shal, Gadawabakab, meaning double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down. And Shalom, honor, salutations to Bayashad Without the house of David. All right, it's your fellow servant Malak Rayab, back at it again. We're going to prophetic update through the spirit of prophecy, being the testimony of the Lord and Savior, Hamashiach and Habashai, who the masses of the world ignorantly refer to Jesus Christ. And it says a lesson entitled, Shameful Spewing is being casted upon the glory of America, Babylon the Great, which is so happens to be the strong haven, safe haven and stronghold of Esau Edom, the hammer of the earth, pursuant to Jeremiah 50:23. Okay. Through the military-industrial complex of this place, this wicked capitalistic corporation that has been further waging war on the sovereign adversaries of this place, all right, through their sanctions, their tariffs, okay, which has sought out to destroy these sovereign nations by crippling their economies and rendering them vulnerable to the subjection of the wicked covering cast of the entire earth in Isaiah 25:7, which is Western philosophy. Okay, the diplomacy, the bureaucracy, all right, the petrodollar, which is further depreciating in value, which the BRICS nations on behalf of Russia have further found a way to maneuver around these international transactions, or dealing with these international transactions through the petrodollar. Okay. So by way of the various measures of warfare, including geo-economical warfare, okay, through the tariffs and the sanctions on Russia and so forth, okay, and further surveillancing and infiltrating the sovereign territories that are associated with the adversaries of America, Babylon the Great. This war is now on your doorstep, man. And this is part of the shameful spewing being cast upon the glory of America, which is to say, no one fears you devils anymore, you Edomites, you self-proclaimed Caucasians or white people, okay? Because your source of strength, all right, is carnality and witchcraft, as it says in Nahum the 3rd chapter, and that's why no one fears you anymore, because that's a weak man. Those are the tendencies, of a weak man, okay? The man who sinned, the son of perdition, in 2 Thessalonians 2. So, without further ado, I'm going to get straight into it. Start off with this first article, Miami Herald, which reads, U.S. deploys warships as Russian fleet makes close pass of Florida and approach to Cuba. The U.S. Navy has deployed warships and aircraft to track a Russian naval flotilla after the Russian vessels sailed less than 30 miles off South Florida's coast. Read that part again, man. From the top, the U.S. Navy has deployed warships and aircraft to track a Russian naval flotilla after the Russian vessels sailed less than 30 miles off South Florida's coast on Tuesday, a few days ago, actually yesterday. It says U.S. officials told McClatchy in the Miami Herald last week Moscow sent 3 ships and a nuclear-powered submarine to the Caribbean for what U.S. officials say would be a set of extensive military air and naval exercises, the first of their kind in at least 5 years. Okay, so as it's reported here on X, on this, under this platform, under this this channel, rather, on the X platform, entitled U.S. Civil Defense News, it says, as an update, panic is the Pentagon as a Russian fleet conducts war games near the U.S. coast. A nuclear submarine is also patrolling near the Florida coast. Nuclear missiles can hit the East Coast in 2 minutes. Okay? So this is the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis repeating itself. Only this time, cooler heads will not prevail. Why? Because of the war provocations and covetousness of the devils, okay, against these sovereign nations. So this is why these things are happening, okay? Mainly through the Spirit on behalf of the will of the Lord, Yahweh Shemeshai, being further fulfilled through the Spirit of prophecy, further manifesting in these last days, okay? But as to why, danger is ensuing in America is by way of the efforts of the Edomites of America and NATO. As it says here on Business Insider, Putin said Russia could send long-range weapons around the world to those who want to strike Western facilities. Vladimir Putin has floated sending long-range weapons to regions that want to strike the West. He made the threat on Wednesday as he spoke to journalists in St. Petersburg, which was last week. All right. It says it was a response to Ukraine's allies allowing it to strike Russian soil with their weapons. And that's why the former Russian president, Dmitry Medvedev, had threatened, destruction upon NATO allies, including France and the UK, for supplying weapons to Ukraine, to strike Russian territory, man. Okay. So I'm about to further go ahead and elaborate on that. Let me see. I believe it's that's pretty much the point on that. Yeah. So, but anyway, so I'm going to segue over to this information here. It's on naturalnews.com. And it says, Turkey signaled desire to join BRICS and abandon EU membership dreams. Turkey's interested in joining the BRICS group of emerging economies. BRICS is an acronym for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This organization, which is believed to be on the road to dominating the global economy, recently announced its willingness to expand by inviting Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates to join the bloc. All right. Let me jump down a bit. It says Russia willing to welcome Turkey, and that goes into Russia's effort to supply weapons to these nations. Okay, in the like mind of Russia, okay, to support their own sovereignty, because America, Babylon the Great, okay, is a whore that sits upon many waters in Revelation 17. Okay, that has used these nations for their own betterment, okay, to increase themselves, okay, and to further, sustain leverage over these nations, okay, and these nations become privy to that. So now they're abandoning the ship, including these, the alliance, certain alliance members of this NATO machine of America, the whore, and they're joining the competition, right? The adversaries of this whore, this beast system, okay. To essentially create their own beast system. All right. Like it says in Isaiah 19, Egyptians shall fight against Egyptian, bondmen against bondmen, heathen against heathen. All right. Because all you heathen nations have been the bondmen and bondwomen of Israel. The lost, authentic 12 tribes of Israel. This is why the Lord is leading into battle. And you wrote the 3rd chapter, into the battle of Yahweh Shaphat around the Euphrates River, the Persian Gulf. All right. The Strait of Hormuz. Okay, and so forth. It says the foreign minister noted that he's looking forward to attending a meeting in Russia to discuss the development of new mechanisms for international cooperation. A meeting that would include the foreign ministers of BRICS nations. All right, and this is further omen that the spirit of bondage is diminishing from the Edomites, the modern-day pharaohs. Okay, or the modern-day pharaoh being Esau, Edom. Okay, case in point. All right, and another omen of that is this damn devil, Biden. Sleepy Creepy Joe, Jim Crow Joe, reportedly shitting his pants at the ceremony of D-Day, which is really supposed to commemorate the victory of the Allied powers, okay, that once consisted of America and Russia, all right, against the Axis powers, okay, included NAZI Germany, Japan, and fascist Italy. Okay. Case in point, mainly dealing with fascist Italy, you know, and in Germany, okay, as I mentioned. So it's essentially, America and Russia they're supposed to be celebrating this ceremony together, okay, except for the fact that you Edomites of America, reneged on your deal. You rescinded from your deal with NATO to not, with Russia to not expand eastward into Russian territory in the early 90s, man, around the Cold War, all right, around the end of the Cold War, okay. But you reneged on your deal because you're a truce breaker, okay? Like you're known to be, just like you're known to be with the so-called natives and the tribe of Gad, okay? Breaking every single treaty that you kept with them, okay? All right, betraying their trust despite them teaching you how to farm, teaching you how to fish, how to live off the land, which you had no skill of doing, okay? Where you were allowing you were so filthy that your undergarments were disintegrating off of you, man. And our people take care of you, but you broke their trust by breaking these truces, man. Just like you're doing with these other nations. And that's just further revealing you as a devil. And that's why you want to ban the Bible, as you know, by way of your efforts down there in Canada and Britain, okay? Because the Holy Spirit of this gospel is exposing your wickedness, okay, and exposing you as a man of sin, a son of perdition, a devil, who was created to steal, murder, destroy. It's in John the 10th chapter. Okay, hence how you have have attained the fatness of the land, prophesied in Genesis, the 27th chapter. So this is on MSN.com. It said Joe Biden's pooping incident at D-Day ceremony analyzed by body language expert. Joe Biden was seen at an event honoring D-Day soldiers alongside French President Emmanuel Macron in a pose that led some to believe he may have had an unfortunate accident. The posture sparked speculation on X that the president might have shitted himself. The leaders' movement had X users talking. One commented, "President Biden just pooped himself. This is the exact same motion my toddler makes. Too bad it was on stage at the D-Day ceremony in Normandy." They try to downplay it, all right. But this devil has appeared to have shit himself at the D-Day ceremony, which is a complete embarrassment to the Edomites of America and NATO. Okay, further going to the shameful spewing being cast upon your glory, that you are a joke. Okay, no one respects you Edomites anymore. Okay, first of all, you have transformers and moles and women in your military. All right, meanwhile you got the Spetsnaz forces of Russia and so forth. All right, indulging in all kinds of rigorous training regimes. Okay, bathing in ice water. So when this war takes place, and matter of fact, mind you, they're already near the coast of America. They're already in American territory, as of yesterday, man. So once this war eventually occurs, there's going to be a bloodbath in America, Babylon the Great, man. As it's prophesied in the scriptures, man. It says in the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, and Ezekiel 25 and so forth, how your men are going to be slain on your mountains, man. Roughly paraphrasing, your mighty men of your military industrial complex. Okay, so I'm going to segue over to this next precept. Back in Habakkuk 2:16, read this again. Thou art filled with shameful glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord Yahweh by Shem Shai's right hand shall be turned into thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Okay. All right, so this is Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." Okay, so that notion that America is is unscathed and is going to remain unscathed, as a formidable military and to be highly respected. Okay, is no longer the case, man. This is not 1945 anymore. Okay, where as a result of the Manhattan Project under the Oppenheimers, okay, developing atomic weapons and whatnot, destroying about 10,000 Ammonites, okay, the world feared you at that time. I know as Oppenheimer quoted some Elamite, I become the destroyer of worlds. I am death. Okay, going into Revelation 6:4, revealing the red dragon, okay, all right, the red serpent, okay, who's given the power to kill through his blessing, the sword. That's why you Edomites, okay, have been revealed as that red dragon, the man of sin, the son of perdition, Leviathan, the piercing serpent Leviathan in Isaiah 27. Okay. That's how you were predestinated, preordained to obtain the fatness of the land. People are getting tired of you. Okay? But way of riches gone by deceit, the kingdom shall be translated over to another, that is the righteous. Okay? Because the next kingdom to be ruling is the nation of Israel, pursuing Daniel 2:44, Psalm 37:11, and so forth. All right? The saints, the meek, Yasharala, the poor, the vulnerable, the impoverished, the downtrodden. Okay? The disenfranchised. Okay? The unprivileged. Okay? The discarded, the disregarded. Those who are rich in the spirit, Yasharala, so-called blacks and indigenous, man. Okay, so this is major news. Okay, and a further, a further reason why, why we should be rejoicing, because of the hastening of the coming of the day of the Lord, Hamashiach, bringing that darkness, gloominess, as Zephaniah 1, upon our enemies in the midst of this last world's war, man. Okay, so this is I'll read all the way down to verse 3, continuing verse 2, which says, take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers, make you bare. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man, because Yahushua is coming coming in his full celestial God-like glory, not a man anymore, like in times past, over 2,000 years ago, like a meek sheep or lamb to herd his sheep, the lost sheep of Israel, St. Matthew 15:24. This time, he's coming in his full celestial God-like glory, the Alpha and Omega, to judge and make wars, it says in Revelation 19:2, upon the armies of the heathen. Okay? So this is Job 18:10. All right, and it reads, the snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. And really, that snare is your iniquity, as it says in Romans 6. The wage of sin is death, but the gift of life is eternal through Hamashiach Lord. But you devils don't prescribe to Yahushua. You claim to prescribe in the Messiah through the false existence, okay, of him being Cesare Borgia, okay, modelly known as Jesus Christ, okay. Through another guise of your satanic instruments being religion, okay, that you have tricked the entire world through your wine of fornication to believe in your witchcraft, through your paganism, your idolatry, okay, under the guise of the Lord, okay. But that's another stronghold that's been torn down, because the Lord is a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, and he shed his blood for the remission of sins of Israel, the modern day so-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, point blank period, okay. All right. For he is the vine, and we are the branches, okay. The royal priesthood, his righteous fruit, okay, doing his bidding on earth, okay, proclaiming judgment to the Gentiles before the gates of the nobles, the nobility of Edom, on the highways and hedges, within the chief place of concourse, in your face, telling you that you're going down, man. Why are you going to be destroyed, and how are you going to be destroyed, man? Okay, because you are the wicked, because of your iniquity that you drink like water, like it also says in the book of Job, okay, that has become the standard of living, mainly in America. That wicked covering cast of evil, promoting sodomy, feminism, okay? All right, pride, okay, hence Pride Month, okay? And so forth. All right, this is verse 11. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side and shall drive him to his feet, like it says in Jeremiah 49, man. How you devils going to be surrounded, man? You're not getting away, even under your little underground bunkers, like it's prophesied in Revelation 6 chapter. You're not getting away, man. Okay, you damn decrepit old devils, you Rothschilds and so forth, you Gettys, you Oppenheimers. You motherfuckers are not getting away, man. Okay, Yahushua, the Allahayim, and Bayasha the Diagram round you devils up, you weak, leprous, decrepit devils up and bind you in chains, fetters of iron. Like it says in Psalm 149 chapter, for you destroying the earth, man. Okay. Job 18:12, his strength shall be a hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready to side. All right, hunger bitten as in your appetite for strength is going to be your own ruin through your covetous and your lascivious nature, waging all manners of warfare on these nations, man. Case in point, it came out that the elder Yashawamba, expounded on a lesson from a Benjamite brother, I believe out there in Jamaica, okay, somewhere out there in the Caribbean, where the Benjamite brother was going into how, as a result of the U.S. sanctions on Russia, Okay, Russia's transactions, international transactions through the petrodollar has greatly diminished from 80% to 20%. Okay, so really, as the elder Yashimamba had pointed out, okay, from that clip from Redacted, okay, as a result of that, there's a further confirmation devils have shot yourselves in the foot. Like it says in Sirach 14:5, if he who is evil to himself, how can he be good to anybody else? Roughly paraphrasing. So further confirms, reveals your Hegelian dialectic, man, to create the problem, okay, to present, which is to collapse this economy and suspend the government, to render the chip as a solution, a remedy to the problems you created, to sustain order out of chaos, man. Hence why the World Economic Forum had mentioned how, they suggested that how they should, they should have the chip implemented to further monitor, quote unquote, conspiracy theories. Okay, because that's what they're classifying us to be. Counting our lives as madness, as it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, which is the perception of the majority of the people that were around, man. That's why people act funny towards us. Okay, they scoff, they scorn, and that's blood in their own hands, man. All right, for not considering the ways of the Lord through his prophets, disregarding the fact that the Lord speaks through his men. Okay, the men of Israel, the prophets of Yasharallah, man. So this is Job 18:12. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. Destruction is ready at your side, man. Why is that? This is Habakkuk 2:9. And it says, woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Okay? You're not going to be delivered from the power of evil, because evil is going to be rendered upon you. As it says in Psalm 37 chapter and similar precepts, man. Okay? Because you have been taken in the devices that you have imagined against the poor. Okay? Exhausting our resources and necessities like a fucking leech, the leech that you are. Okay? Printing money out of thin air. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and play this quick clip. Let me play this quick clip here by the Al Salvadorian president explaining to the American people how their government is actually funded. All right, now listen to this.
Of the United States. When I talk to my conservative friends right here, they always tell me that the problem is high taxes. But they're wrong. Of course, high taxes are extremely high here in the United States. I give you that. You're right in that. But that's not the real problem. The real problem is not the high taxes themselves, but the fact that they are not even really funding the government. But even those high taxes, higher than a lot of places in the world, but even those taxes are really funding the government. So who's financing the government? Government is financed by treasury bonds, paper. And who buys the treasury bonds? Mostly the Fed. And how does the Fed buy them? By printing money. But what backing does the Fed have for that money being printed? The treasury bonds themselves. So basically, you finance the government by printing money out of thin air. Someone could ask, well, so if the government can print unlimited amounts of money out of thin air, why did they collect taxes? I mean, in theory, it would make sense, right? If they can print unlimited amounts of money, why would they need taxes for? The answer is simple, but it's very shocking. The real problem is that you pay high taxes only to uphold the illusion that you are funding the government, which you are not. It's shocking, but it's true. The government is funded by money printing, paper backed with paper. a bubble that will inevitably burst. The situation is even worse than it seems, because if most Americans and the rest of the world were to become aware of this virus, confidence in your currency will be lost, the dollar will fall, and the Western civilization with it. If the next president of the United States doesn't make the necessary policies and structural changes, sooner or later that bubble will burst. There's still time. You don't have to make the same mistakes we did in the 60s and the 70s. You can still jump before the water boils.
Okay, so like you said, all right, and the reason is, these taxes are being accumulated from, from American citizens, modern-day Babylonian citizens, is to create that illusion that we're funding the government, which is defrauding, which is completely wicked, man. Okay, what you mentioned, the Torah, the Torah, in the book of Leviticus, that, we're not supposed, it says to defraud not your neighbor, man. What's the theme of America? Liberty and justice for all. Okay, the illusion that we're all neighbors, liberty and justice for all, under God, the false notion that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, supports our nations and creeds. It's all a facade, man. That's why they pass the collection plate around multiple times in the harlot houses, the so-called churches, man. Okay, temples made with hands, the Holy Spirit does not dwell in. Okay, because they're further merchandising off of the name of the Lord or the idea of the Lord. And that's why that further confirms that America is a capitalistic corporation, man. Okay, and why these things are happening in terms of using people's taxes against them is because all wars are banking wars, man. Okay, now that war is and that's why that war is now on the doorstep of America. So I'm gonna get into in this next article. All right, on bizcommunity.com. Okay, as soon as this loads up, it says Saudi Arabia's petrodollar exit, a global finance paradigm shift. It says the financial world is bracing for a significant upheaval following Saudi Arabia's decision not to renew its 50-year petrodollar deal with the United States, which expired on Sunday 9th, June 2024. So this really is essentially completely broken the alliance between Saudi Arabia and America, because not only are they now BRICS ally, okay, and now they've completely abandoned the petrodollar, which is huge news, because going back to their decades-long alliance, going back to the 30s, okay, up into the 70s, around the gold crisis, all right, around 1973, they formed a pact with America, okay, in terms of a oil deal in exchange for military support from America, okay. But now they no longer need the petrodollar. Okay, the exchange of oil and other natural resources and necessities and goods and products and services through the transaction of through the transactions on behalf of the transaction of the petrodollar. Now they've managed a way to maneuver around that. You see, so the El Salvadorian president mentioned treasury bonds. Once China starts selling these treasury bonds, that's just gonna further catapult or skyrocket this hyperinflation, man, to where a $3-4 gallon of milk can go skyrocket to $20-25, man, or even higher. So the shit's about to get real. Hey, shit is already real, man. This place is a sinking ship, man. Okay. Because this is part of shameful spewing being cast upon the glory of America, Babylon Great, that you devils are not the rightful rulers of this earth, because you know what the fuck you're doing. Even in wickedness. Okay? You being a perfect devil, you're still evil to yourselves, man, because you're an unwise king, like it says in Sirach, the 10th chapter. Okay? It says here, the lapse security agreement signed by the United States and Saudi Arabia on June 8, 1974 establishes two joint commissions, one on economic cooperation and the other on Saudi Arabia's military needs, and was said to have heralded an era of increasingly close cooperation between the two countries. American officials at the time expressed optimism that the deal would motivate Saudi Arabia to ramp up its oil production. They also envisioned it as a blueprint for fostering economic collaboration between Washington and other Arab countries. Okay, That's no longer the case. Okay, so that's pretty much the point. And that's going to lead to a famine, man. Okay, and which can lead to mass starvation, cannibalism. So it's getting real out here, man. Okay, and it's by the shameful spewing being cast upon the glory of you damn devils. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this next precept. Speaking of that, this is on Scientific America. It says the pestilence's 6-foot rule made scientific sense at the time. Attacks on Dr. Fauci over guidance on face coverings and social distancing issued during the pestilence ignore the science on viral spread. At this week's House subcommittee hearing on the dragon juice or the dragon juice agenda, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia mocked and disparaged Dr. Fauci, former director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, who played a major role in the U.S.'s dragon juice agenda response. Throughout the hearing, Greene refused to address a prominent 83-year-old scientist who has served under 7 U.S. presidents with the title doctor, quote-unquote doctor, and said he belongs in prison. And she accused Fauci of having made up claims about face coverings and the 6-foot rule that became the norm for social distancing throughout much of the pestilence, which he agreed to. He agreed to lying about that. Okay? So this is a further part of shameful spewing being cast upon the glory that you devils are the forgers. You're the forgers of lies, man. In Job 13:4. Okay, which why you cannot be trusted. You can no longer be trusted by the world because the jig is up with you devils, man. Okay, by way of the modern day the modern day spirit of bondage, modern day Egypt, diminishing from you, and you mean you being made bare and vulnerable. This is Job 18, back in Job 18. Continuing in verse 13, verse 12, it says, his strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready to sigh. It shall devour the strength of his skin, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors, which is Yahweh, Abba Yahweh, the man of war, in Exodus 15. He's going to wage war in America, the sinful kingdom, full of detestable perverseness, man. Okay? Job 18 and 15, it shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. Which is why in Joel chapter 3, verse 9, it says, proclaiming this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay? All right, including these other adversaries of America, such as North Korea, reported here on the U.S. Sun. Okay, entitled Gunfire Breaks Out on North Korean Border After Kim Jong-un's Troops Crossed World War III Flashpoint Frontier in Major Escalation. So they ended up crossing an area, all right, known as the demilitarized zone between the coast of both North Korea and South Korea, where South Korea, another ally, okay, another puppet government of American NATO, fired warning shots towards North Korea. So what empowered North Korea to provoke them? Their hatred for America, the Edomites, mainly on behalf of America. And they're also an ally of BRICS, even though they're not officially in BRICS, they're an ally of BRICS, okay? AKA Little Moab, if you will, okay? So you devils have a lot of enemies that are going to defy your brightness with arrows, nukes, flying swords in Isaiah 34. Because that's why this war is being brought to your doorstep. Joel 3 and 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. They're to cause our mighty ones to come down, O Lord Yahweh, by Shemir Shai. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right, so this war is going to take place over there. Okay? And it's gonna finish in America, Babylon the Great, the whore, it says upon many waters. Job 18 to 16, his roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. All right, your roots, your foundation of wickedness, evil, okay, which is America, Babylon the Great, okay, the wicked covering cast, the hammer of the earth, the hammer of the entire earth. Job 18:17, his remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. Okay? So eventually, after 1,000 years of rulership under the righteous kingdom of Yasharallah, pursuing Revelation 20, Obadiah 18, and so forth, you Edomites going to be eradicated off the earth, and that's when the entire world is going to rejoice, pursuing Ezekiel 35th chapter. Okay? This is Job 18:19. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. So I'm going to go end it off on a note. Pray this lesson was further edifying, exhorting to the elect, and give all praises, glory, infinite honor to my power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whom was the God of living, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Barach Wadash, for blessed with his truth and the spirit to do another epistle. And with that, Mawas Lababal, Shalom to the elect, and on to the next one.